Hey guys, so I received a request to do a video on all my favorite single eyeshadows. So that's what I'm bringing to you today. It's gonna be a long one. Are you ready for this? So I definitely have my favorite brands that I like to pull from for single eyeshadows. I'm a little bit unsure whether or not to include my Makeup Forever eyeshadows, which are really some of my all-time favorite single shadows because they recently reformulated and re-released all these new shadows. They do have a very similar formula as well as new formulas added on. I figured I'd just show you what I use the most and you can take it or leave it. So I have Makeup Forever, Makeup Geek, a lot of Makeup Geek, Melt Cosmetics, which I decided to include even though I do recommend buying them in the stacks because you can buy them, the colors individually. Natasha Denona shade, you can buy almost any of her shades individually, but I'm going to show you one of those. Some Stila, some glitter, some cream shadows, just shadow galore, all things that you can buy individually. So I hope that you enjoy. I'm not going to be including everything that I have, but just picking some of my all-time favorites, things I've gone to again and again. So I hope that you enjoy. So I wasn't sure whether or not to organize by brand or by type or by shade families. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with neutrals and go from there, mixing and matching. So for my favorite white eyeshadow, powder eyeshadow that I have found, it's definitely my Makeup Forever single in M126. I'm sure they came out with another white one, right? They better. But this is just a plain matte white. I surprisingly use this a hell of a lot. Like, a lot. I use this to help brighten the brow bone. In fact, I used that today to help brighten the brow bone. And this is what it looks like. White is difficult to formulate, I guess, maybe, because a lot of times it's not done well. And I have Gesso from MAC, just not as good. This is a good white shadow. Similarly, the best black, pitch black, matte black eyeshadow I have found that comes in a single. I do love the Pat McGrath black matte eyeshadow that comes in the palettes. But for single, and I still think is just as good as the Pat McGrath, is Corrupt by Makeup Geek. So again, very smooth, very pigmented, not patchy, easy to blend, very useful. Look at that. So good, so dark, no sheen to it, amazing. So I'm going to continue on with some other matte neutrals. So one of my basic, most loved and used and abused eyeshadows is the Makeup Forever M532. This guy I use for setting the primer on my lid, for all over. I use it for blending out the crease, although it's a little light for that, for highlighting the brow bone, for correcting mistakes, buffing out mistakes, and it's just a cream, slightly pinky toned matte. It's coming off patchier than it normally applies on the eye, but they probably corrected that in the new formula. In a similar vein, I have Hit Pan on this giant eyeshadow. This is the Makeup Forever M536. This guy is the perfect light crease shade. It's very neutral, really perfect for crease work and laying down a base for brighter shadows, things like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I used those last two on my eyes today. A similar but different in tone is Creme Brulee, the very popular shadow from Makeup Geek. This guy is warmer, kind of similar to Soft Brown from MAC, but I like this one just a tad more, although I use Soft Brown a lot too. So that one's a little bit peachier, and then this guy's a little bit grayer, and it's Barcelona Beach, also from Makeup Geek. Sorry, I don't mean to be flipping you off. For mauvier looks, this was a go-to for so long. I have a huge dent on it. I think I'm about to hit pan any day now. This is Makeup Geek Petal Pusher, and it's pinkier, more of a mauve. Formula of this is just so good. It's so creamy for a matte. It's amazing. They're so divine. Really pretty. This next shade is a beautiful mustard tone that I like to use in the crease for all kinds of different things. It's Paper Tiger, very unique, from ColourPop. Also such a pretty matte formula. Oh, so nice. Look how nice that is. I'm obsessed with that shade. Also from ColourPop, another slightly brighter tone is Secrets. This beautiful pink. Really nice for crease work as well. Fair Play from ColourPop, which is a little bit deeper, Raspberry. Also very unique. Blur from Melt Cosmetics. You can use this to fix any harsh edges. Perfect crease. It's so smooth and pigmented. Melt Cosmetics. You can never go wrong from getting from Melt Cosmetics. That one is in the, what is that stack? The Dark Matter stack, but you can buy it individually. A camel tone that I sometimes use in the crease, sometimes for a one shadow look, is called Camel from Bobbi Brown. I've talked about this on my channel a lot. So pretty. Blends out to be more of a mustard, and you can build it up to be a little bit more of a deep brown. Really pretty. I have 3 more matte shades to show you. These are more definer shades. I mean, you can use these shades as anything you want, but I'm telling you how I use them. And most of the time I use them to deepen out the outer V, or to give more definition to the eye, to create a nice smoky eye. They're just a little bit deeper, and 2 are very similar in tone, these 2. This guy I use like all the time, and it's Bitten by Makeup Geek, and I don't know if you can see, but I've basically hit pan on this guy. It's such a versatile, it's this deep wine. Similarly, this is Enigma, also from the Dark Matter stack from Melt Cosmetics. It's a little bit redder and less purple than Bitten. And finally, for a solid dark brown, I actually have it on a little bit today. This guy is Embark by MAC, and I have used this and abused this like crazy. Beautiful. So those are my go-to matte single eyeshadows that are, you know, most of them are fairly neutral because they're kind of my go-tos. And then now we kind of get into some of the pops of color, and they're all shimmers. So let's dive right into that. For light shimmery champagne types of shades that I love for the inner corner highlight, for the brow bone highlight, for just brightening, this one here, well, clearly I've used it a lot. I've hit major pan, and it's Shroom by MAC. I've had this one for a long time. Has a really pretty glow to it. Nylon is very popular, and it's a little bit more golden than Shroom, and also much more intense, clearly. This guy is also from MAC, and it's Retrospect. Ugh, all 3 of these are just, I just love. They're so good. So you can see that one's even more golden, slightly deeper, and more subtle than Nylon. Another Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow. This came out with their most recent stack, and it's the shade Skeleton Kiss. I used this in a tutorial recently. So pretty. This one is a Duochrome. It's very unique. It's got a peachy gold Duochrome. Makes for a really pretty face highlighter. I guess now is a good time to jump into my favorites of the Makeup Geek foiled line. So whimsical. Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows are phenomenal. You can't go wrong with any of those shades. They're super intense metallic shadows, and she has a variety of shades. These just happen to be my favorite shades, but doesn't mean the other shades aren't just as good. This one is Starry Eyed. Oh, freaking love this shade. It's so pretty. It's one of those shades that I like to call like an expensive shade. It's like sort of oystery. It has a neutral undertone. So beautiful all over the lid. Ugh, so pretty. These are so pigmented, it's crazy. Okay, this one is Grandstand. Old school fave. I went through an entire thing of Grandstand. This is my second one. Oh, it's so divine. This one is Legend. Really pretty copper. In the Spotlight. It's really pretty peach. I need to stop saying really pretty. Clearly I think all of these are really pretty. Should probably swatch that up there with those other ones. Flamethrower. Curtain Call. Aren't those crazy? And these aren't crazy expensive either. I think the last time, I think they're like 10 bucks. Something like that. This one is Untamed, but she sells them in bundles too. Look at that. Oh, these are just so good. You guys, eyeshadows are the best. They're just so fun to play with. Okay, and then I think I've got 3 more of these foiled shadows to show you. Mesmerized. Yes. I love purples. Her other purples aren't, in my opinion, as good. She says that purples are a little harder to formulate or something, but that is just so pretty. It's like a gray purple. Okay, and then my 2 favorite of her greens are Jester and Epic. This guy is Jester, and it's more of a yellow green. And look at that! Such a pretty spring green. And then this one's more of an emerald. Epic. Is this one even a foiled? Yeah, it is a foiled formula. Sorry, I got a little messed up. But you get the idea. It's a blue, green, forest green, I don't know. We have another Makeup Geek shadow, but this one's not a foiled shadow, and it's a Duochrome. It's the backlight. Ooh, I freaking love purples. There's a blue flash to it. Really pretty lavender. Later on you'll see a theme. I tend to love those types of shades. And then another old school favorite. This one's from MAC, and it's Amber Lights. Ooh, I feel like everybody and their mom used this shade. Beautiful, huh? Okay, I definitely have more Duochromes to show you, so I guess I'll jump into that. More recently, I acquired a few more ColourPop shades, and they are so beautiful. Specifically, these 2 are my favorites, so let me show you those. Tea Garden and Glass Bull. Oh, Glass Bull is to die for. It has a very similar texture to those foiled shadows I showed you. They're kind of almost wet to the touch. Look how pretty. It has a reddish base with a silvery blue duochrome. And then this guy, I have both that one and Tea Garden on my eyes today. And Tea Garden has a red-green duochrome. Amazing, huh? Yeah, I freaking love duochromes. Another duochrome is from the brand Cosette. It's a velvet eyeshadow in the shade Shift. It's a purple gold duochrome. These are crazy pigmented too. I have a few of these shades. They're all really good. Very smooth. And then my favorite eyeshadow ever is also a duochrome, and it's by Natasha Denona. And I bought the single because I had it in a palette and it shattered. So this guy is the shade 5M Calypso Blue. Favorite eyeshadow ever. Again, has almost a wet feel to the touch. This can go on for days, the pigmentation. I mean, come on, I can keep it on. Let me smooth it out a little bit. Oh, I haven't looked at this in too long. I sound weird. Look at that. That's just absolutely delicious. So a very similar duochrome is a glitter from Stila. My favorite Stila Magnificent glitter is Into the Blue. I have a few of these, but this one just takes the cake. And it has a similar duochromosity to it. Purple blue. Here, I can't swatch that one facing the camera. It's too hard. Do you see that? It has glitter reflex suspended in a strong base. So pretty. That is Stila Into the Blue liquid. And then also another duochrome in the similar family is a stick eyeshadow from Sephora called Lilac Shimmer number 31. And I've used this in quite a few tutorials. Another sort of old school favorite for me. These are really great because you can use this as a base for other things on its own. It's one of those formulas that once it sets, it's not going to move at all. Love it. Now I chose 5 of my favorite Super Shock shadows from ColourPop. A couple brights and a couple more metallics. So this guy is so quiche and it's laced with all this glitter. These I think perform the best when you apply with your fingers rather than a brush. This one is a bronze base with purple, pink, gold glitter. I hope that's showing up on camera. I also really love this shade, Lectra Super Shock Shadow, and it's this beautiful, rich red purple with a little bit of shimmer in it that reflects like gold. Nice thing is that it does show up on your eyes. That's one of my favorites. My 3 favorite Super Shock shadows from ColourPop. This one is Liberty, and it's an aluminum silver straight up ultra metallic shadow. Come on. This one is Telepathy, and it's a citrine metallic green yellow. Freaking love that shade. I love shades like that. Chartreuse is one of my all-time favorite shades. I love it when it's sort of acidic and I just love it. And then finally, this crazy shadow. This is Slave to Pink, and you guys, it has this crazy bright purple flash with a hot pink base. You'll be spotted from so far away with that shade. Okay, well, we're nearing the end here, you guys. I have 3 more shadows to show you. These 2 are Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize shadows. They're cream shadows. This guy is the shade Cleopatra, and it's a very unique turquoise blue, peacock blue shade. This makes for a beautiful one shadow look. You just throw this all over the lid, blend it out a little bit. So unique and beautiful. The other shade is the Marie Antoinette. I had a third shade, but I passed it on to my mom because I thought it would be really pretty on her. Full sandy tone. A very sophisticated gold. So pretty as an everyday. Throw this all over the lid. I freaking love it. I wear it all the time. The final single shadow I'm going to show you is a glitter from Lemonhead. It's called Jailbait Space Paste, and it's a glitter suspended in gel. And it's that chartreuse color I love so much. Similar to the Stila formula, except it doesn't have any shadow base to it, it's just glitter. Now from what I understand, their website like recommends using it on the eyes, I think, but like you're technically not supposed to because it's not FDA certified or something, but you can use this on the body and stuff. I figured I'd show it as like a bonus. So I hope that you enjoyed. This was my favorite single eyeshadows video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below and I'll try and adjust them. And also, definitely let me know some of your favorite single eyeshadows. What are your all-time favorite singles? I would love to check them out. If you're new, subscribe, join my Cake Face family, and if you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back. Love you lots, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.